I know it's been a long time since we've gotten really any news pertaining to Project BBQ, and today that kind of changes, not entirely, but a little bit. See, for those of you that are unaware, Neople, the people that are in the process of developing Project BBQ, are also developing 3 other titles based on the Dungeon Fighter IP. Now, if you're interested in staying up to date with Project BBQ, Dungeon Fighter Overkill, MMO news in general, scroll down, hit that subscribe button, click that bell notification, and become part of our community. Overkill Studio is the subsidiary, the team that is under Neople that is directly responsible for developing Dungeon and Fighter Overkill. This is one of the 4 different IPs, once again based on the Dungeon Fighter Online franchise. On their website, they go on to state that Overkill Studio is using Unreal Engine to develop the next generation side-scrolling ARPG for Dungeons and Fighter IP. Neople, a famous action game company, is looking for people to participate in PC action online game development. Now, what this means is that Neople and Overkill Studio, the 2 studios that are effectively working on Dungeon and Fighter Overkill, that are working on Project BBQ, are looking to expand their staff. They are in the process of recruiting so they can continue developing not both titles, all 4 titles based on the IP. Now, today we're going to talk about both Project BBQ and Dungeon and Fighter Overkill because once again, they are both being developed simultaneously. They are both action MMOs, or at least Project BBQ is an MMO. I'm not entirely certain what kind of game Dungeon and Fighter Overkill is going to be, but it goes on to state extreme action overkill. Quality up with Unreal Engine, and just quick FYI, this is actually translated from Korean, so the English is probably not 100% accurate. Overkill Studio is developing a game that maximizes the action of the original being Dungeon Fighter Online, which is a very small little sprite-based MMO with 3D graphics, introducing the sequel to Dungeon Fighter, which is moving from 2D to 3D. Now, here is a small little glimpse of some of the characters, or the classes rather, and the graphics that are going to be present in game. And well, I mean, it's not really like an accurate gauge of the combat, I guess. But I mean, you can't look at this and say this looks anything other than absolutely incredible. But at the same time, this is being done by Nexon, as you can tell down there. But yeah, let's see. Our game. Whoa. Hendon, Meyer, and Grand Flores are familiar with the Aradians. These are a lot of very unusual names. Will be a springboard for a new venture. Been reborn with a new look, different from the original. At Overkill Studio, we are developing a new experience approaching with intimacy. So they have overhauled the various characters for this iteration of the game. There are a few different, like, small little gameplay trailers here for it. Or gameplay teasers, rather. Now, I don't know, specifically what, whether or not this is in-game or not. There is no sound for any of these. Some of them are videos, some of them are just images. I know some of you that are very big fans of Dungeon Fighter Online are probably going to recognize either the sceneries or even some of the characters. I mean, even I recognize some of them, right? So, like that over there, the Slayer is the class that I play in Dungeon Fighter. So, but like this game, it looks absolutely beautiful. I know that NPC back there because she's the one that gives you stuff when you log in. I wonder how much of this we're actually going to possess, like the ability to explore, and how open this game's going to be. God, I know where a lot of your eyes went as soon as she turned around, but me personally, I was looking at her incredible smile. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I'm not judging where you guys look, but He kind of reminds me of like a buff Zac from Final Fantasy VII. And then, oh my god, does she not look absolutely angelic? Wow. Okay, this looks like this is the type of game it's gonna be. It's gonna be like Dungeon Fighter Online. It's going to be a side-scrolling brawler then, because you're gonna be moving horizontally across the screen. So, okay, it makes sense. I understand what kind of game this is going to be now. What the English translation of this? Is okay, yeah, sure. Penis test, not enough. What? Fighter. So these are in essence the class names, the translations of the class names. So she is the fighter, and I absolutely love her outfit. It looks absolutely incredible. So she was the fighter. She is the sorceress. And this guy is the penis test. Oh my god, I don't even know what even. And the yupperist. I'm gonna assume here that this is the priest. My god. Well, this is the character, the class that MRSSSTIX is gonna play. We make wonders. Join the Overkill studio. Oh look, that's them. It's kind of cute. I don't know why they're all wearing like the leather or the jackets. Is it like really cold there? Are you guys forced to wear it? Are you being forced against your will to wear it? Because that looks uncomfortable. I don't know. It looks like it'd be really hot for me. Is that guy naked? Okay, sure. It looks like that is an actual requirement at the studio. You are required to wear that. I do not understand why. So they're in the process of recruiting a level planner, a monster planner, a system planner, battle planner, cinematic artist, 3D animator, client programmer, server programmer, and an effects artist. So essentially they're expanding their team, like every facet of the development team. So, and yeah, it looks as though while they haven't given a expected release date for either Project BBQ or Dungeon and Fighter Overkill, they have went on to state that they are expanding their team and looking to further continue development across all 4 of their games. We just don't really necessarily know when that's going to be. It was supposed to launch, I think, like back in 2020, then it got delayed to 2021, and now it has been delayed indefinitely. I know Project BBQ is something that I am very heavily looking forward to. Dungeon and Fighter Overkill is also something that I am very much looking forward to, because that is going to be like a 3D successor to Dungeon Fighter Online, which I am a very big fan of. And Project BBQ is supposed to be the open world MMORPG version of it, where Dungeon Fighter and Dungeon Fighter Overkill are both instance and are horizontal brawlers, but they still have that like large MMO scale multiplayer aspect. It's just not open world and from like a third person over the shoulder perspective.
Someday soon I'm gonna make it.